What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NLST for Netlist Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will be an update. You can see our chart is already marked up, and the main thing to discuss is we're technically at the daily 50 SMA once again, but also breaking down underneath this range from right in here. So a little bit of push and pull with two sort of conflicting data points, again, being above the daily 50, but underneath the flush point from the sort of range here. Technically speaking, if you wanted to use some of these lows from in here, we're kind of right at this area of support. So it's worth talking about a couple of scenarios here. Let's take a closer look at the 30-minute, and I think this is kind of going to be your guide for the upcoming week. It's either going to be a yes or a no question. If we come in from here and do something like this, you obviously have a resistance trend line in play, resisting firmly off of it in the afternoon session on Friday, okay? So if we remain below, it's quite simply, okay, any breakdown firmly underneath the 50 SMA brings us back to 610. Anything underneath, next range underneath is 532, okay? And we are technically in a downtrend, right? You have a high up here, lower set of highs. In here, we have that downtrend resistance line, which is going to act as your guide. So I would start looking for lower inside of NLST, and the only reason that this stock would flip to potentially being a long setup would be if we come in and retest and put in high and tight consolidation, a little bit of a, very, very short-term 30-minute bull flag, a breakout up and over the resistance trend line would first take you to the highs, so let's just call that 750, and then back up towards the top end of the range here at and around $8, okay? So that's the one potential scenario for a long, but based on the nature of the chart, based on what we saw on the afternoon session here from Friday, it's not looking so good, and I would really watch for the flush underneath 660 to get us into that 610. Now, are you actually going to short this thing or take advantage of downside? Well, no, okay? This is an OTC stock. It's probably hard to borrow on Thinkorswim or none to borrow, and there are no options here. You can't go short via puts, so you're just going to avoid looking for longs inside of Netlist unless we, firmly break down and catch ourselves for a pattern off of one of these levels. So by pattern, I mean, do we come in and put in a double bottom off of 610, so touch one, touch two, break of the neckline takes you back higher, something like that could look like an inverted head and shoulders, something like this over time, break of the neckline, again, takes you higher. Be patient for a pattern if we firmly give up the daily 50 SMA and move lower into some of these underneath levels, which we have mapped out. So those are my thoughts here inside of Netlist. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.